Throwing on the wheel can basically be broken down into three major things: centering, opening, and then pulling. And we're going to start with that first one, which is centering. Centering now, just like as its name implies, we're going to try to take this piece of clay and center it, or make it into and put it into the center of this wheel as it's stuck down to that wheelhead. Centering, I like to equate it to almost wedging when you're hand building, is that you need to do that every single time before you start working on something with hand building. You need to wedge. Same way with centering. You always need to center a piece of clay before you can move on to the next step and the next step. Right? Centering on the wheel, I will teach you my way. It is certainly not the only way to center. And as we get through this, and as you practice, and as you try, you will find what way in centering works for you. But we're going to initially start out with my way. And I'm going to teach you a couple of these different hand and body positions to help you center. Okay? So the first thing with centering is that I need to be sitting as close to the wheel as possible, which means that I actually need to make sure that this stool is against that wheel and that my legs are kind of wrapped around this splash pan. Right? I'm 6 foot tall, I'm a long wingspan guy, and I still need to be sitting this close. If you're sitting out here, you're just going to struggle and have a hard time. Once I'm sitting close, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to make the letter C, and I'm going to cup that around the outside of the clay. Okay? And then this is my most important aspect of centering, is this left elbow. Right? This left elbow needs to be buried in your hip. Okay? Now when I say hip, I honestly mean down here inside your hip. Not on the top, not on the thigh. I want it buried inside here. You can even see, as burying my elbow, you can see what that does with my spine. Right? If it's up here, my spine's like this. If I actually bury my elbow, and you can see my shoulders are at an angle, I'm buried like this. Okay? So I'm going to get my towel and apron back in order. I'm sitting in here, I'm burying that elbow, that left hand around as a C, almost thinking my forearm should be going straight through 6 o'clock. I'm keeping this left thumb up because with my right hand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to grab it with all 4 fingers, and then I'm going to kick out that pinky. Okay? And this is what's going to be the pressure that I have on the top of my clay. So with my left hand, you can see with the pad and butt of my palm, that's going to be on the side of my clay. This part here, the meat and that pinky, is going to be on the top of my clay. Now when I center, we're eventually going to bring this in, but knowing that we are going to be centering at a wheel speed 7, which is the fastest your wheel speed you're going to be working with clay. It's not the fastest your wheel can go, but it's certainly the fastest that we're going to be working with clay on the wheel, knowing and keeping these hand positions here.